Hello, welcome, and here we are again, welcoming you to your favorite tech show on television, AIT Infotech Network. And I am Bayero Agabi. To be part of the show, please email or text us your comment and suggestions to bayero@aitinfotechnetwork.com. Here is a tech update as captured by Francisca Nana.
All roads will lead to Dubai this October as the International Telecommunication Union ITU holds its annual global conference in the country from October 14th to 18th. And to lead the Nigerian delegation to the conference is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC), Dr. Eugene Jua, who disclosed this, said the President will be the special guest at the Nigerian Pavilion at the event, where he would meet with global information and communication technology leaders and investors. ITU World Conference is the biggest ICT forum that brings together governments and the private sector, regulators, investors, operators, and the academia. From different parts of the world, Nigeria is built to showcase investment and market opportunities for broadband. A lot of us own computers, laptops, iPads, smartphones, and other portable devices, most with internet facilities. But what makes a difference is what we do with our gadgets. In this part of the world, a lot of people only do basic things on their mobile devices or PCs. But in the UK, there is a new wave sweeping round the electronic industry, opening up loads and loads of windows for tech lovers. One of these is digital books, which has transformed the sector. According to Trade Union Publishers Association of the United Kingdom, the value of digital book sales in the UK has increased tremendously. Sales of digital fiction in the first half of 2012 was up by 188% on the same period in 2011, while physical book sales saw a drop in value, dipping 0.4% year-on-year. According to BBC.com, sales of digital children's books were up 171%, while non-fiction titles increased by 128%. The report added that independent bookshops were struggling to keep up with their larger rivals, such as Amazon, while other shops are aiming to increase sales by entering into tie-up deals with popular e-book manufacturers. From the various subsectors of information technology, these men and women share a common objective: to make a mark in the Nigerian economy by replicating America's Silicon Valley and India's Bangalore success story in Nigeria. These are the two world's most notable IT innovation and knowledge clusters. Facilitated by the Information Technology Industry Association of Nigeria, ITAN for short, the group, commonly referred to as techpreneurs, are drawn from hardware manufacture, software development, IT capacity building, and services, including training. To achieve their aim for Nigeria, they are playing host to NASCOM, their counterpart from India, in a business platform tagged ITAN CEO NASCOM Business Forum.
We want them to be able to connect and partner and create joint ventures arrangements with the delegates that have come. Our own intention is to empower them and then make sure in this regard we can't eliminate, at least in our own sector, empower the companies back and reduce unemployment.
Just about less than a decade ago, Nigeria had about 6 local original equipment manufacturers, commonly known as OEMs. Today, that figure has reduced significantly, with the remaining gasping for breath. The major market share has long been taken by the foreign brands, leaving just about 30% to the local brands. In the software arm, developers are groaning under the heavy weight of foreign brands like Microsoft, Infosys, IBM, and the likes. A recent report by the National Office for Technology Acquisition Program, NOTAP, says that over 90% of software consumed in the country are imported. This Nigeria software practitioners say is a major cog in the wheels of indigenous IT companies.
Information Technology Industry Association of Nigeria, ITAN, is actually creating a platform where NASSCOM, the IT body for India, can actually have the opportunity of meeting with entrepreneurs, IT service, entrepreneurs in Nigeria, for them to be able to, create partnerships, of course, work as a global workforce across the globe.
Extending an arm of fellowship to the National Association of Software and Services Companies of India could be a way of solving some of the problems facing the Nigerian IT entrepreneurs.
The Indians are certainly a lot more advanced than we are, learning their technologies, learning also how they've been able to increase from a capacity standpoint, which is probably one of the challenges a lot of Nigerian organizations face, how they can build their organizations from a capacity standpoint. So learning how they've been able to do that and grow their businesses.
At the same time, others say, if not properly managed, could be counterproductive. According to NASSCOM, for any economy to grow its technology base, knowledge, innovation, capacity and infrastructure is required, and these are readily available in India.
This industry is very young. 20 years back, we were less than $100 million. Today we have touched $100 billion. And this largely happened because we had highly skilled people and we treated world as the market. This industry was carved out by us. It wasn't available. And I think today we have almost 57% market share globally in terms of IT and BPO outsourcing.
Although the Nigerian government, through the Ministry of Communication Technology, at the event reassured the IT companies that government is developing a regulatory framework that will offer support for rights and privileges of indigenous IT enterprises.
For news, views, trends in ICT globally and Africa in particular, watch AIT Infotech Network for the latest news and innovation in ICT for development in Africa. Plus, what technology can do for you from business to politics, tourism and culture. I am Bayero Agabi. You're welcome. Thank you, Francisca, there for the tech update. And now to our E-Innovate to Develop series. The E-Nigeria platform, designed by NIDA, is an annual show that showcases the best of Nigeria in ICT innovation and capacity. In this feature, we take a look at its likely impact on the Nigerian ICT space.
Technological development is transforming our lives. In this new world of digital revolution, no nation, organization, or individual can develop without technology.
We have the talent, we have the intellect, and we have the ability. The challenge is great, the goal is clear, and the time is now.
In the march towards the future, we cannot allow ourselves to fall behind. Our economy depends on it. Our professional capability must be up to date.
Africa is to compete in the global economy. We must move our use of ICTs from the very basics to the high level.
To bridge this divide, AIT brings you Infotech Network, Africa's premier and award-winning ICT program on television.
And the winner is Mr. Bayero Agabi from Africa Independent Television of Nigeria.
For participation, contact AIT Head Marketing in Lagos or Abuja, or email Bayero Agabi at aitinfotechnetwork.com.
AIT Infotech Network, bridging the digital divide.
NIDA as an agency has a mandate. And this mandate is primarily for development of IT in the country, both infrastructure and human capacity. And this year we are giving scholarship too from each state for graduate master's degree in IT, foreign graduate master's degree in IT. And we are giving 6 scholarships for PhDs. And then we are at the same time building infrastructure. Not only are we looking at capacity building infrastructure in higher institutions, building IT infrastructure that will help in learning and education. ICT has a primary role to play in development of Nigeria. ICT cuts across all fields of human endeavor, and therefore we need to use that technology to help us to develop from area of education, from area of learning, from area of information, from area of medicine. It's in all fields of human endeavor. So what we are doing is to tap into that and use it as a tool for development.
So ICT is really about how information communication technologies can help people to share knowledge, to transmit it, to package it, to store it, to distribute it, and to develop and to produce it. But if you're only using it for voice, telephony, hello, how are you, mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, that is the very lowest level of the use of ICTs. And if Africa is to compete in the global economy, we must move our use of ICTs from the very basics to the high level, where high amounts of data and knowledge are being moved up and down, and young boys and young girls in the universities, in research centers are downloading powerful information from the borderline library of Oxford University or the House of Congress library, the biggest library in the world, so that even a 16-year-old boy today in Africa can have as much knowledge or far more knowledge than his father or grandfather ever had, which is a revolutionary concept, because in the past you had to wait till you're 60 years old to have gone through all kinds of painful experiences before you had enough knowledge to tell your grandson, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. But now at the age of 10 or 12 or 15, that young boy or girl can have the same knowledge or more than his grandfather or father even has today. And that is really why we think Africa has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Since Adam and Eve were created, this is the first time Africa has the opportunity to compete with the rest of the world. If only we can have these ICTs invested in by the governments, by the private sector, by our communities, and made available to as wide a percentage of our population as possible. Then hopefully in the next 25 to 30 years, we can have African supergiants on the world stage. And Nigeria, because of your population, because of the entrepreneurship of your people, because of your drive as a nation, stand especially prepared to make this happen.
When the national IT policy was approved, ICT was still at a very, very low level then. Now, one of the strategies of creating awareness, of letting people know about ICT and what it can do, was in Nigeria. I will be having it for like 7-8 years now. This year zone is very peculiar in the sense that we are looking at local content. The theme is local content in ICT development in Nigeria. You know, the way our population alone is enough market for anything you want to do. And any investor that is looking at any part of the world for investment, especially Africa, will look at Nigeria. And Nigeria, the rate at which we are using ICT has really increased. For example, we are doing like less than 200,000 about around 1999. Now we have over 40 million regular internet users in the country. But how are we contributing to these internet users? Most of the things we use, the software, the hardware, everything, they are imported goods. Even services, we import services. But we're now looking at how can we now contribute to this market. One, to serve ourselves locally in terms of software, hardware, and services. Two, to sell made in Nigeria ICT products and services. And that's why we are looking at local content. We want to bring people together, both nationally and internationally, to brainstorm on how to map out a roadmap for marketing, for producing and marketing made in Nigeria ICT products and services, for Nigeria to be a key player in the global ICT market.
Thanks for being there with us so far. But remember to text your comment and suggestions to the number on your screen. Or you can email us, bayero@aitinfotechnetwork.com.
In 2010, the contribution of telecom was put at 8.2%, while those of manufacturing, banking, and solid minerals were 3%, 4%, and 0.4% respectively, a result of the power of the private sector in a deregulated market. To the regulator, this is worth celebrating as Nigeria marks 12 years of democracy.
We're celebrating the revolution because what has happened in the telecom industry in Nigeria can be likened to a revolution. Why did I say a revolution? As at 2001, early 2001, we had just about 400,000 connected lines in Nigeria. But as at today, speaking with you now, we have 99.1 million connected lines in Nigeria. That is a revolution, and I think that is worth celebrating.
The International Telecommunications Union, ITU, the UN body that regulates telecommunications in the global space, in 2009 described Nigeria's telecoms growth as the fastest in the world. However, the same sector has not been without some challenges. Key of this is a problem of poor quality of service, which is experienced across all networks.
Quality of service is still a big problem, and availability a gully to cross. What is the Commission doing to ensure that this is nipped in the bud?
I've identified that one of the key things that has kind of encouraged poor quality of service is the issue of promotions. Most of the service providers run promotions on their networks that if you do this, you win that, if you do that, you win that. Now, what that does is that, one, it increases the level of traffic on the network. It also encourages new entrants, new subscribers to come into that particular network. Now, if the network has not been dimensioned or optimized in such a way that it can take additional subscribers, or also that it can take the level of traffic, increase in traffic that is generated, now what you see happen is that the quality will drop. You will recall that there was a time that NCC actually stopped promotions across networks. And the NCC had said, look, if you are going to run promotions on your network, make sure that the necessary provisions have been made to cope with the capacity that is required to carry that promotion through. Now,
with this assurance of putting the consumer first by the regulator, what is still a major blur in the sight of the end user is the incessant call drops and call completion rate. To this end, the regulator says plans are underway.
Concerned about the implications of bad corporate governance in the telecom industry, and that is why we've decided to start this dialogue, to start this consultation with not just the operators but all the stakeholders in the industry and within the larger economy to address any issues of corporate governance, to address issues of stress and risk management in corporate governance, to address the issues of performance, which of course is caused by bad corporate governance. So at the end of the day, we hope that we'll come up with a code of conduct, a corporate governance code of conduct for the industry.
Driven by the passion to strengthen Africa's biggest telecoms market, the Nigerian Communications Commission is on the process of commencing number portability, a technology it says will change Nigeria's communication landscape, as this will see the price of telecom services go further low and competition deepened.
We are looking at maybe a period of towards the ending of October or November. The number portability regime will kick off. As you are aware, the number portability service provider has been appointed, And right now, they are working at their back-end office, putting all the relevant infrastructure in place for that will drive number portability. Now, we're excited at this because it's also going to change the landscape of communication in Nigeria. Why are we saying that? Because one is going to put power of choice in the hand of consumers. One of the things that drives competition is choice. If choice is in the hand of the consumer, then the service provider will have to work, make sure that the necessary infrastructure is put in place to retain their subscribers.
The Commission's role in the nation's security cannot be overemphasized, as it commenced the process of SIM card registration in 2010 to ensure that all telephone users in the country are registered. This process, which requires registration of all existing SIM cards and new ones, is a Herculean task that requires a regulator to capture the data of Nigeria's over 90 million subscribers, irrespective of their location.
Another significance of this is the achievement of a central database for all mobile phone users in Nigeria. Today, therefore, marks a major step taken by NCC to bequeath to our dear nation an important tool, a pool of data that will assist other agencies of government, especially the security services and the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, etc., in carrying out their jobs in the national interest.
SIM card registration has actually advanced quite considerably. What is happening at the back end now at the Commission's headquarters is that data is being cleaned. Right? We are cleaning the data of all of the subscribers that have been uploaded. So far, we have about 110 million subscribers uploaded. Multiple registration. There has to just be one identity that will be maintained in the database. So the cleaning of the data includes all of those multiple registration will have to be done away with, so that what we're going to have would be data that has integrity, that is reliable, that can stand the test of time. So all of that is going on, and within a very short period of time, this exercise is going to be concluded. I also want you to know, and also our viewers, to know that initially the service providers told the Commission it was going to take 2 years for old subscribers to be registered. And government felt that 2 years was too long a time, especially in the light of the challenges confronting the nation at the time. And so that there was need to fast-track SIM card registration.
No doubt Nigeria has plans to unseat one of the top economies in the G20 in the year 2020 and join the rest 19 as one of the world's economic powers. This can be achieved if concerted efforts are made at increasing the gains of the telecoms industry. And the Nigerian Communications Commission says it has designed a 5-year strategic plan for a more vibrant telecoms sector.
For news, views, trends in ICT globally and Africa in particular, watch AIT Infotech Network for the latest news and innovation in ICT for development in Africa. Plus, what technology can do for you from business to politics, tourism and culture. I am Bayero Agabi. You're welcome. That is the show for the week. Please reach us via email, Facebook, or text the number on your screen for your comment and suggestions on the issues we have raised on this program. Until next week, I remain yours sincerely, Bayero Agabi. Bye-bye.